Right, welcome guys to the Slowpoke World, where today we're continuing our Darkness Ablaze post-rotation deck profiles. And it took me a while to get here, but we're actually getting onto ADP now. One of my favourite decks, one of my favourite cards of all time. You might say it's a scrub card, you might say this, that and the other, but we all have to acknowledge that it's a really strong card, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere in the next rotations format. So let's have a look. ADP Tag Team Pokemon, 280 HP. With 2 attacks, got Ultimate Ray for 1 Water, 1 Metal, 1 Colorless. You do 150 and you search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. Now, we're not obviously expecting to get this off, but if we do, it's a hella strong attack. Lets you set up your Zacians, let you set up your Zamazenta, lets you set up anything, but it is a bonus if you get it off. The main reason we play this card is for its GX attack, Auto Creation. For 1 Metal, your Pokemon do an extra 30 for the rest of the game. That's really good. That's going to make Ultimate Ray do 180, Zacian does 260, Zamazenta does 160. But if you attach a water as well, you take an extra prize card every time we knock something out for the rest of the game. We all know that's silly, so we take 3 prizes for knocking out a Dene or Crobat, we take 4 prizes for knocking out VMAX. And it just means that, you know, we can essentially sack the ADP after GX. It's done its job, and we can let Zacian carry us through the rest of the game. It's a bit silly. So let's get to Zacian. Another insane bonkers card. We're putting 2 of the best cards we've seen printed in a long time together in this deck, and that's why the power level is so strong, and that's why it's not going to go anywhere. Zacian's a basic Pokemon, V Pokemon, 220 HP. 1 attack Brave Blade for 3 straight metals. You do 230, and then during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. You know, with switches and stuff, we can get around that. It's not the end of the world. We can always pay retreat, sending another one. But the reason we use Zacian is because it obviously has got good energy synergy with ADP. 230 becomes 260, which is a good number. And then Intrepid Sword, also really nuts ability. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck, attach any number of metal energies you find there, attach them to this Pokemon, and then your turn ends. So if you can't attack, you can always end your turn with basically a +3 and a little bit of minor energy acceleration as well, which is always welcome. So turn 1, if you really want to try and get a Zacian out turn 1, so you can always Intrepid Sword. And that's why, you know, if you want to play 4 Zacians in here, I'm not 100% against that. But Zacian, you know, 2 shots all the VMAXs, which is nice. 1 shots pretty much everything else, which is always cool. So you can take 3 prizes off, you know, Dragapult V, for example. And it's just a super strong attacker, so perfect to go with ADP. We then play 1 Zamazenta. The way the format's going, VMAXs will be a lot more around, so I think Zamazenta definitely warrants a slot. Even if it doesn't completely wall out the opponent's deck for the rest of the game, what it does do is make them play a whole lot differently. Assault Tackle is also very nice because it discards a special. Assault Tackle also after GX, 2 shots pretty much most of the VMAX as well, which is always cool. Now you can play a band if you really want to make sure you 2-shot everything. I haven't got one in here, but I'm not going to argue if you do want one. So yeah, pretty good. Obviously Dauntless Shield. This Pokemon can't be hit by any attacks from your VMAX opponent's Pokemon. Really good, really good. We then also play 1 Oranguru. Insane synergy with Intrepid Sword. You can always, you know, put 1 energy from your hand to the top of your deck and Intrepid Sword it, so you get an extra energy attachment guaranteed. Also lets you have a little bit of extra dig. You know, most ADP lists will play an Oranguru, and I see no reason not to play it here. A little bit of extra dig and incredible synergy with Intrepid Sword. 2 Dene, because we have to draw through our deck. We are playing some Cherish Balls, and the Dene will work really well with that. Obviously, let's just get metal energies in the bin to activate our sources and our turbo patches that we play. And with ADP, you need to get that GX turn 2. There's just no really way to go about it. There's your win percentage goes so down so far if you don't. So we have to be willing to just turbo through our deck out of whim's notice, and 2 Dene lets us do that. 1 Crobat, 1 Eldegoss. Crobat for the same reason as the Dene, you just have to tear through. You haven't really got a choice in the matter there, you just have to. So if you've Dene change and you still haven't got stuff you need, you can always go in for a Crobat. Lets you draw up so you have 6 cards, really nice. And then Eldegoss also lets us have a little bit of, you know, we can just Dene stuff away, not have to worry about it too much because we've got Eldegoss to fall back on. As you'll see, Boss's Orders is a really big part of this deck, and Eldegoss will let us play that more. For Professor's Research. Again, I don't think we need to talk about this one too much. We need to go through our deck really quick. For Professor Research, let's just do that. And like I said, we actually played 3 Boss's Orders. I wouldn't mind a 4th. And the main reason for this is we don't really want to be hitting into VMAXs, right? Once we've GX, it doesn't really help our game plan in any way. So we want to try and boss orders around them and get straight one-hit KOs. That's what Zacian wants to do. So in that respect, boss orders, you know, 4 doesn't seem too crazy to me. Like against like a Turnus, for example, you don't want to ever be hitting to a Turnus. There's just no point. We just want to be able to hit the Crobats for free before I hit 2 Crobats. All you got to do. And they will be putting them down for you. So yeah, with that being said, we have got the Eldegoss. We can effectively play 4, and we do play a great catcher as well. So maybe 4 boss orders isn't necessary, but I can see why you would want to play 4. 2 Marnies, we have a little bit of hand disruption, a little bit more of extra draw power as well. You know, if we can just sort of disrupt our opponent on our ADP turn, that's kind of nice. And we need to play some more draw supporters. If you want to make your deck a little bit more aggressive, feel free to flip-flop the counts, go to 2 Erikas and 1 Marnie. Erikas is super cool in this format. I really enjoy playing it. Lets you just draw many amount of cards. And we've got all the turbo options that we do have. Donkin is actually like a possibility with Brave Blade. So Erica is going to let us really dig into the deck. We have 4 Quick Ball, because again, we're an all basic deck. So Quick Ball has universal deck search. Super strong. I am a big fan of Quick Ball. We don't really want to be playing any other search stats, but we haven't got enough Pokemon to want to like Pokemon. So, you know, sometimes it is like 4 Quick Ball against the world. If you prize one, you're going to have a little bit of harder time searching your deck, but you know, that's all we can do. We ain't winning Great Ball or Pokeball now, are we? Now let's go into some of the fun stuff that this deck can do. 4 Metal Saucer. And this is how, if we don't get Ultimate Rail, this is how we're going to get our Zacians powered up. By letting you get 1 metal from the discard, attachment to one of your Pokemon. Super strong, so you can like attach double Saucer. You can go into Brave Blade that way. Or you can... You can use Turbo Patches now as well. And I couldn't quite fit in 4. I'd love 4. And this is what I said earlier about the Donkin. This Turbo Patch now is going to really make the Donk strong. Unless your opponent just leaves Dragapult V past turn 1, you can just go like Saucer, Patch, Attach, dead. Like, that doesn't seem too hard to do. And if you really want to gear your deck towards that, then maybe a Speed Zacian S-type shell might be better for you. But I don't see why there's no reason now that an ADP can't actually go down that route as well. In combination with... There we go, so I had to just get my deck ordered there. 3 Energy Switch, it actually gives you a lot of mobility. This is going to mean if you miss Energy turn 1 on your ADP, which is normally like a deal breaker, you can just now attach, you can Patch or Saucer, attach from hand, and then Energy Switch that one that you Turbo Patched onto or Saucer onto, switch over to the ADP, get a GX out of nowhere. Also lets you get, like, let's say your ADP survives, for example, you can then Energy Switch the energy from the ADP onto your Zacian, so you're not really wasting energy. I wouldn't mind a 4th Energy Switch in here. Like, if you can like get these numbers to 4 each, I see you could be super strong, but for now I've sort of gone for a jack of all trades, and I've gone for 3 of each on them. We play 4 Switch just because we need to maneuver around our Zacians. If we've led something we don't want to leave, we have to maneuver around them. So we play 4 Switch there. 2 Cherish Ball, like I said, because sometimes we need to just Dedenne bail us out. And like I said, we've only got 4 Quick Balls. So Cherish Ball acts like more Quick Balls because it finds our ADP and it finds our Dedenne, which means, you know, if we can use Cherish Ball for those, that means Quick Ball for our Zacians, Zamazenta, Crobat, and Eldegoss. Right, now we've got 1 tool card slot here, okay? I've opted for one out of space here. 1 Air Balloon, but this could also be a Toughness Cape. This could also be a Vitality Band. I don't think you've got enough room to start running multiple, or even a Big Charm, I guess. I've opted for the Air Balloon just so you can have a pivot for the rest of the game. But, you know, like I said, if you want to have the Vitality Band, so Zamazenta 2 shots VMAXs, I'm not against that. And it makes Zacian 2 shot a little bit more, well, Zacian 2 shots everything anyway. You can play Giant Cape or Tough Cape, whatever it's called, to give your Zacian and Zamazenta a silly HP. And even your Crobat as well, and Eldegoss. I've opted for the Balloon now, so I feel as if Balloon has most use against most of the field. Whereas the sort of Vitality Band's only helpful against certain things. 1 reset stamp, 1 great catcher. You could argue that 1 reset stamp is effectively no reset stamp, so you can, you know, argue that that's a slot. I'm not against that, but I just think it's nice to have. You know, if you can sort of combine stamp with a big swing KO, and then you're just saying, right, I'm 1 attack off the winning the game here. Can you deal with that with a 3-card hand? Most of the time, I'm going to say no. So I am a fan of 1 reset stamp, and great catcher is just going to let us go Dedenne hunting, and when Dedenne gives up 3 prizes, I think that's more than a good enough game plan. So yeah, that's why I play 1 great catcher. 2 Viridian Forest. Now this is so we can get energy in the bin. You could argue Chaotic Swell is better here. I'm not against that. But we need to get energy in the bin to make use of our Turbo Patch and Saucer. So I think if we can just reliably get GX and reliably get Brave Blades, I think we can win a lot of games. Viridian Forest helps us do that, but it does help out the rest of the field as well. To aid getting energies in the bin, we actually play 2 Aurora energies as well, because this is just going to let us get basics in the bin that we can Turbo Patch and Saucer on with as well. And it obviously fulfills the water in our ADP cost. And I guess it also lets you do Poison Fang and Static Shock as well. Worth noting, could come up. And then we've got 2 waters just to fulfill the ADP part of the attack cost. Obviously we've got Viridian, so we can just pluck these out when we need them. And then 10 basic metal as well to round out the list. I want to play a little bit extra, just like I said, so we can, you know, try an Intrepid Sword, be a bit more aggressive that way. And just so, hold on, let me get a dice for them. Yeah, so we can be a little bit more aggressive with our Intrepid Sword, and it's going to make it easier to get them in the bin as well. But yeah, that's ADP. Thanks for watching as always, guys. If you're after more Darkness Ablaze content, make sure you check the playlist in the description, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to put out at least 1 video a day. So thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you all next time.